Hi, my name is Stacy Fletcher, and I'm going to be teaching you about a concept that will help you go after any result that you want to achieve in your life. Go after any goal, any big thing that you've been dreaming of that you really want to make happen, but just need some help getting there. I'm going to help lead you through a process over the next 6 weeks that will help give you the tools that you need to coach yourself every step of the way. We're going to start with the tools of looking at where you are right now. The first step is to look at your current thoughts. It's this amazing thing that we can do as humans, and that is to watch ourselves think. Have you ever thought about that? How incredible that is? We have this ability to literally move out of ourselves and become this observer where we can watch ourselves think. And so the first step is just, like looking at a map. Where are you? It's looking at your brain and going, where is your brain right now? What are all the things that it's telling you? Do you know we have 60,000 thoughts a day? 60,000 thoughts are quite a few, and most of them honestly are not helpful to helping you get to where you want to go. You have the part of your brain that's trying to keep you safe and comfortable and use as little energy as possible. And that part of your brain is always flashing at you. The flight, fight, freeze, stay safe, stay comfortable. You have the part of your brain that's just messages you've heard again and again since you were little, and it's all that you know of how to think. And what we're going to do is just look at what your brain is currently doing so that we can figure out where you are in relation to the goal that you have or the dream that you have where you want to go. After we take a look at your current thoughts, then we're going to do an exercise to look at the difference between a thought and a circumstance. A thought is something simply that you think. It's words that come together in a sentence in your brain. A circumstance or a fact is something that everyone would agree upon is true. And one of the things that we do, our little brain tricks us into a lot, is thinking that our thoughts are the facts of a situation. We think they're unchangeable, they're irrefutable, they just are the way things are. But a lot of times that's just not true, especially when the thought is about another person or about a circumstance outside of ourselves. And so we're going to really look at separating out your thoughts from your circumstances. Why is that important? Because your thoughts are something that you think and you can change. Often it's impossible to change the circumstances around you. There's some things that, that you cannot change, but you can change how you're thinking about them, and that will change everything. And so the first step is to figure out which of the things are actually the thoughts that you could work on changing and that you can begin to see the results that they're giving you in your life. So we use this process, we use this really practical tool called the model. And the model is just a practical way of taking a look at one of your thoughts around a circumstance and figuring out the result that it's creating in your life. And so we'll take one of those thoughts. We're going to first, like I said, work on looking at your current thoughts. And then we're going to take one of those thoughts and we're going to put it into this model. We're going to look at what is the actual circumstance. What's the fact of the situation, something really neutral that everyone would agree upon. Then we're going to look at the actual thought that's going on in your brain. We're just going to take one of them, one thought. That's why I crossed out the S's. Lots of times we want to put multiple thoughts here, but we're just going to look at one. And then we're going to see what feeling does that thought drive in your body. When you tune into your body, does that thought feel good? Does it motivate you towards the actions that you want to take? Does it help you move towards the result that you want? Or is it hindering you or prohibiting you from getting there? Once we determine the feeling, then we'll see what actions are you taking from that feeling? What things are you doing? And what things aren't you doing that's helping you get ultimately to the result that you want? But instead, it's getting you to the result that you have. Whatever your current thoughts are driving feelings, that are driving actions, that are getting you the result that you have right now. And just stepping back and taking a look at that really, really helps to begin to know then what it is what's the work that you need to do to get to the place you want to be. So then we'll take a look at what's the place you want to be. What is the specific result you want? What are you going to have to do to get that result? What actions are you going to have to take? What actions you're going to have to stop taking? What do you need to feel to do those things? And what would you need to keep believing to feel that way? What thoughts would you need to really believe? We talk a lot about affirmations and positive thinking, and that's true, but it's true because of the model. It's true because the thoughts that you have drive a feeling, and and that feeling drives actions that gives you the results. Just thinking a new thought won't change anything unless you believe that new thought. It leads to a different feeling in your body, new actions and new inactions, and then finally your new result. And so when we look at where you want to be, though, we're actually going to go backwards. We're going to say, what result do you want? What's the specific result you want, like we just looked at on this last page? What are the actions you're going to have to do and stop doing in order to get that result? What feeling would you need in order to drive those actions? What thought would you need to believe to feel that way? Now, here's the reality. You don't believe this model yet. If you believed that, you would already have that result. So the next part of the work is to look at them side by side. We're going to take your first model of where you are right now, the thought that you have, how it's leading you to feel, the actions and inactions that leads to, and the result that it's giving you. And then we're going to look at where you want to be, the thought that you would need to have, the feelings, the actions, and the result. And then the rest of our work is to figure out how to get there. What are all the obstacles preventing you from coming to here? A lot of it's just in your brain. And so how do you have the tools to retrain your brain to get to where you want to be? But some of them will be actions that you need to take and strategies that you need to take in order to get over all of those obstacles. We'll also be working then on going through each part of the model and really getting down into it. How do you believe a new thought? How do you move into a new thought that you don't currently believe? Especially when the current thought is one you've believed for a long time and that you hold very strongly. How do you allow yourself to feel any feeling? How do you process any emotion and stop being afraid of feelings like humiliation, fear, embarrassment, rejection? How do you allow yourself to feel any feeling and to be okay and know how to experience those feelings so that you're willing to take any action that you need to take? Then how do you take massive action? Massive action is action that you just continue to take until you get the result that you want. How do you keep on persevering, trying new things, failing your way forward to success through these actions? Finally, to get to this new result that you want to get to. So, the first session, we'll take a look deeply into our obstacles and strategies, and then we'll start moving through each one of these things in order to get you a toolbox that you can use to coach yourself anytime, anywhere, in order to move into these new results that you want in your life.